All right. If you will get this, this will be jumping, heading up on YouTube a little bit later. This is a side session with John, who's going to be playing Elick. He's changed up a bit. I think this was like a little after episode 13 of the sessions 13, going to the drow houses. If that doesn't quite line up, just to put in other context, this is when you have arrived, the party has arrived at Fourstad. They are on the top. There are 4 cities that are in Fourstad. You are on Turgo Torv part of it, and you're hanging out in the Walking Dinosaur. And Vivian has convinced Elick that while the boys are sleeping off a heavy drinking session, that they should go out. What does that entirely entail is this little side session that we're going to basically do. Okay? So are you being John as Elick?
So, what's the plan?
Well, Elick is like, Vivian is like, let's head out to the lower, let's go to Madron. I think that's a little bit more exciting than this part of the city. Agreed?
Draw the like a lower city?
Yes. Sure I am. Oh, I'm sorry. You Beata is the top layer, Turgo Torv. So she's gonna go down to Turgo Torv. That'll be the second part for you.
All right.
And let's head out there and check out what is in those locations. Sound good?
Sure.
All right. So it takes you about an hour or so to kind of get your way down there. She finds a little different place that you probably did not go to. So I can just find that. So as you kind of going down the street, heading through, you went past the Golden Frog. You remember heading left, going down the street to where HK got renovated or upgraded. So a little past that, past the little brewery, and a little tucked in the corner to the left, is a little diner type of restaurant that is called The Shine.
The what?
The Shine.
The Shine. Okay.
Chat to you. You may click along as you're going. All right. You go inside there. It's a 1-story building. It's very, like I said, it's very built similar to a diner. The place is unique as it is covered in metal sheets and gears. The booths are comfy with padded leather, and it has a smoky air with glowing colors. There is an owner. She is a female dwarf, and she's like kind of working the back of the diner. And there are 2 warforges that seem to be going about working, serving to the drinks to guests. They're both like smaller, thinner, and very designed to be feminine. These 2 warforges, and one of them will come up and she'll say, "Hello, my name is Penny Clocks. I am here to serve for you. What can I get you for drinks?"
I don't know, Vivian. I'm feeling like a wine again. How about you?
She goes, "We don't do wines here. We have some ale, and we have our finest milkshakes."
Milkshakes? What's a milkshake?
"You must try this. It is very popular within the city."
All right, let's try a milkshake.
2 milkshakes coming up. All right, so she goes away. That Vivian will turn to you and go, "So, do you miss him?"
Who?
Your ex-lover there, Quark.
Quark? I mean, yeah. It was a very sudden leaving. I'm sad that he was gone to. I mean, good for him to go take care of his mother or anything, but I'm sad that also I didn't go along. But I don't know. It's good to get out and get get my own adventuring done, do some good for the world, make a name for myself.
Well, you sort of have a name for yourself, don't you? You are God,
Well,
Elven Noble.
well, I mean, maybe to the outside world, but within my own family, I don't have much of a name for myself.
So, how do you feel about not really leading this party?
Like staying with these guys.
Not really leading either. You're taking a subservient role to this situation.
Oh. I mean, I don't know. They seem to listen well enough to what I have to say and my thoughts and ideas. I understand I'm new to the situation, but I think it's going okay.
Penny will return with your milkshakes. As you take a sip of them, they are indeed everything you would imagine as a milkshake. It's delicious. It's definitely a treasure to behold.
Nice milkshakes. I wonder how they make these.
Maybe goes probably best not to ask.
Probably not.
Okay. So what do so you feel comfortable about going to this drow houses to wage whatever war that we're planning?
I mean, as comfortable as I feel doing much of anything around here. Let's go fight dragons, go fight werewolves, go fight the drow.
Yeah.
What
Also,
about you? What about you? You're not much. You're not making much profit off of this gig, I can imagine.
um, it depends on exactly what we find. We haven't hit a layer yet. I mean, we've just been sightseeing, so to speak, now. But apparently, we're going to go see something. We're going to do something. I don't get much choice in that. My idea is to follow you around. That's kind of why I'm asking questions to see your ambition. Where do you really see yourself with this endeavor?
Well, I mean, if I were to take down or be part of a group that took down an entire dwarven house, or dwarven house, drow house, and you know, stop these evil machinations, I imagine that I'd be able to go back to my family pretty pleased.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for, anyways. I like defeating a dragon is nice, but I mean, I also almost died during the process.
Oh, well, that's definitely a warning, I guess. Suppose heading forward. All right. So, what do you think of this band? Is this better or worse than the one that you traveled with before? I
Well,
only
there's
know
a lot.
I've only been in between both your endeavors.
Have you not joined with any other groups in the past?
Yeah, but we never went out this far traveling. Much of it was either in the mountains or in St. Augustine. Or did a lot of little dabbling in Flowerdale, as boring as that was. Most of my work was in your home. St. Augustine.
I mean, that's where most of my work's been done too. um,
You have gone almost all the way west and now going all the way south. You have traveled a great deal, which must be very nice for a bard.
I mean, yes, I've been able to get a few good songs down. Be able to make some good impressions for myself and hopefully the crew too.
You're happy with this group compared to the other.
I don't know. I mean, if you really need to press me on it, I probably prefer the other group more. Obviously, Quark's there, and I like him a lot. But I mean, you take what you can get these days, right?
There was a smelly little half orc that you had before and a weird dragon guy. this group is more human, except for
Except for the robots.
the big walk-in armor. But an interesting heart idea with him. He's definitely also searching for himself.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all? Except for you, Vivian. You don't really seem to be searching for yourself. You seem to know exactly who you are.
Well, I'm employed. I have a duty to do, and if I don't do it, I get, hunted. So it kind of makes my choices pretty straightforward.
I
Sort of
suppose so.
aspects. So
It doesn't leave much in the way of freedom. I can join and leave groups as I wish. You're stuck with me.
yeah. Well, your reputation has, what you wish for. It hasn't greatly increased, so that has made my due process a lot easier for my guild to, decide my destiny. But as I told HK, if riches fall itself, I may be able to, pay off my service and retire a wealthy lady.
Is that your end goal, Vivian?
Yes, I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. It's dangerous work.
Interesting. I wouldn't have thought of you as the retiring type.
Oh yes, but it has to be a lot of wealth. I'm not going to work for my living that way. I just can't. I don't cook very well. I don't know how to sew, and I want a maid.
So keep scrounging money off of me until you can afford a maid, and then you're good.
Well, I'm really hoping you're going to lair into another dragon's lair of some sort, which will suffice for my funds, down the road.
Suffice anybody's stuff or fundraising, I don't imagine.
Well, not everybody's. I mean, I'm sure these drow people that we're going to run into, that's not going to suffice them. They seem to want this holy war of whatever this goddess and goddess are. They're not satisfied with the spider one, and now they want a different one. So I don't know. That doesn't seem like someone who's sufficed with wealth.
Fair enough. I mean, I'm not really out here looking for wealth either. I mean, enough money to get me by for sure, but
yes, you come from some wealth, so you're looking for fame. That's why
I'm doing fairly well.
You're not leading the group. That you've taken such a step back where this and to find answers about your father. You haven't really brought that up to the group.
Well, I mean, I guess I had associated the quest for answers about my father with Cork and them. These guys have their own thing going on. It's hard to walk in and demand that they follow what I want to do. Certainly, they seem very set on their task. Maybe once this is done, but I can't imagine trying to deter them from what they're doing right now.
I don't know. They seem to be pretty persuadable to me. I mean, we saw their argument. They literally were ready to kill each other when one of them just wandered off on its own. So I don't know.
They do a lot of infighting.
Yeah, way more than, like you said, the other group, which I could see the preference going to that. But I guess those are things that we'll do. Well, the shake is good. Let's go check out the rest of the town. So, shall we?
Sure.
You start kind of walking around, and what are you actually doing as you walk around?
What's the atmosphere here? Like, just in terms, like, is it like pretty dreary place, unhappy people? Like, is it a festive mood, or is it just a normal city kind of deal?
It is definitely metropolitan type of. Everyone seems to be busy. Up on here, it seems to be a lot of working, shuffling, like people going to one place to another to get to a job. A couple people kind of move around. there's still like a lot of trading still going on in some of the market square streets, things of that sort. I mean, it's definitely not a morbid place. This city definitely feels isolated. If there was indeed some type of war that HK has told you about, you do not feel it in Torgo Tur. And you felt a little danger in Beata, but that was because there's dinosaurs. Here, definitely, you don't get any of that tension. The guards are very, very lax here. You see one out of every 35 to 50 people you pass.
All right. So I don't know. I guess I'm just kind of following Vivian's lead at this point. Maybe if we're taking a long walk, I might like pull out the loot, maybe like play a few strings, not anything in particular, just kind of like setting a mood to our walking or whatever, just because, you know,
Okay.
barding it up.
Nice. What is your passive perception?
Passive perception is 16.
16. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eyes on.
You're playing along pretty much. You definitely get some people's attention. You know, they kind of turn and kind of listen. Some do stop when you're kind of like gawking at some other place, just like playing light tunes and stuff. It definitely brings atmosphere and joy to those that are listening to you as you kind of walk around. You definitely get more of that.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, you seem to kind of check out a couple places. There's a couple stores that you'll find. There's a cobbler shop, a photographer shop. There is a jeweler shop. You kind of look at the window. Vivian kind of knows you're kind of eyeing that a little bit more, so she doesn't really get too much into that. You find another alchemist shop, things of that sort. It is getting a little late. You gotta walk around for a couple hours, and Vivian wants to go. Do you want to check out the other city below? See exactly. I heard it's much more energetic, entertaining.
Entertaining for you or the general populace?
Both.
You know what, Vivian? It's been a pleasant night so far. Let's do it.
Okay. So you take another hour. If you take another hour to kind of get it, it's getting in the wee parts of the morning. Like it's probably like 1 o'clock, 1:30, and you're going down there. This is almost very similar. There's a like where you kind of come in. There's a center tower, but that is an interesting piece. It's got basically like seems like a working engine in the central part of the city, and you can see it's pulsating this energy throughout the city. Madrone seems to be a heartbed of all the lights, sounds. It seems like it's constantly working with all sorts of variations and stuff like that. You see several temples that are near the part of it, and the one thing that definitely stands out is a river.
Like an underground river?
Yeah, like it's a pulsating little small river that goes through. It's not a huge river, but it's large enough for you can see it seems like some sort of energy source that is helping that power that engine.
Right. So yeah, that I was gonna ask that kind of like center tower machine thing is kind of like a power source kind of deal.
Yes.
At least what it would seem like.
All right. So this is what you basically are coming from here.
All right.
And you see that's the so this is the tower that has an energy power source, and you can see this water kind of going through quite a bit of this area here. All right.
All right.
And as you can see, there are some temples in the back here. A lot of this seems to be a lot of the faith areas of temples going on. And there's a lot of other buildings. There's like a number of things that are just populated. So much more larger structures going on for activity and things that are happening. And Vivian brings you over to this building right here.
All right.
This is called the Iron Cradle. It's a 5-story building. There are food and drinks being served here. And it's basically a very nice communal area, like lots of couches, tables, you can sit around. It's not as commonly made like a lot of other taverns. It's more of a hangout type of thing area like that. But the people are, this guy's kind of walking around, this dwarf seems to come around and definitely busy as hell, but he's serving drinks in that regard for you guys there. And he asked if you two would like a glass of wine.
Finally, somebody asked. I would love a glass of wine.
Right. So he comes out, asks it's 2 gold for 2 rose blisses for each you and Vivian.
Sure, I'll pay for Vivian's too, because why not?
Okay.
She's showing me a night on the town.
All right. So as you kind of turn around and survey, there's a lot more, seems like, other type of people. You see a lot more different elves, dragonborn. There are definitely warforges down here. Not many in this room. A couple, like 3 or 4 that seem just to be hanging out. They seem to be like workers in that regard, and they're just there for chatting. There are a lot of dwarves, definitely a lot of dwarves, a lot of gnomes, some halflings. So a lot of the races kind of there, and they all seem to be. Some are in different garbs as they've traveled. So some look like they are from the dynasties, from the human dynasties. There are a few in some stranger attire that you're not quite familiar with, but this place definitely seems to be a hotbed of information of like people who travel all over this. What would you like to do is you two are just kind of hanging out on a nice, very, very comfy couch.
Ask Vivian, do you know this place?
I heard about it, so I had to check it out. I heard it's really the place to actually, stay. Good drinks, well, common drinks that we know of, but a lot of rooms. And it is, this is the heart of, they say, Fourstad.
Interesting. Heart of Fourstad.
From what I heard, there is the actual academy and many of the places that the Warforged are kind of like worked on and helped with. They're all part of here.
Okay. Does there seem to be any like Warforged just hanging out, like they're like a customer rather than any kind of
Yes,
servant or worker?
there are about 3 of them. 2 are talking with amongst themselves. Another one off the side. They both look like they're worker types. They don't look like they're warriors. But
Okay.
they just seem like they are chatting with like another gnome or a dwarf or something like that.
All right. I don't know. I guess I'm kind of curious about Warforged. I haven't really asked HK anything about himself, but he's more of the warrior type. I don't know how much information I might glean off a Warforged who's not a soldier. I'm just kind of bouncing ideas off Vivian, I guess. Because he's supposed to have that meeting with his commander sometime soon, if I remember correctly.
Yes, the farther we go down, he may be conscripted back into his service as a soldier.
Yeah.
We don't know exactly how that plays out.
No, and I mean, it's hard to say how much we could possibly help with that, but I mean, tried to talk up his good deeds in town, but
Good. or we can, we can change his identity if you want.
Change his identity?
You never heard of forgery?
I've never heard of such a thing. I am too of a royal class to do any kind of forgery.
Well, because it's only me and you, I have a contact down here that we could talk to about possibly forging his identity.
Interesting.
That depends
Well,
if he wants to make contact or he doesn't want to make contact. How would you think HK wants to be? If we want to pass right through, we could forge it then. If he thinks he needs to talk to somebody, he can't be somebody else and tell them that he's the old.
yeah.
Augustus.
I mean, it seems like a way that he could get out of it, but I'm not sure how much he would appreciate us doing that behind his back, especially since he's such a prideful creature. You know?
Well, you have leadership qualities. It's a decision that you would think would be best for the quest. Because if we are wrong in this, and his pride and honor, he could actually be conscripted, and there'll be nothing we can do about stopping an army of Warforged from making sure that he never accomplishes or helps us in our quest. But if we
Maybe
do this, then we could try to find information elsewhere, how. But we definitely make sure that he will never be taken from our party.
maybe do you think that we could hold on to the forgery as a backup plan, say it doesn't go well? Not necessarily present it to him right away, but if things go badly, hey, here's plan B, got some forgery for you.
Well, I mean, I understand. I think we could definitely not do it right away. But again, I think he cannot go ahead and make contact with the military that he served. Otherwise, that's not going to work.
Yeah. No, I don't. I don't know if it's a good idea. Just he will be angry if I go up to him and say, "Hey, I've changed your identity." It's not going to go well.
Well, it's true. I guess I don't know. I don't know him as well as either. We're both in the same time frame with him. I guess
I don't know. You seem to have gotten to know him pretty well over this time.
he is still finding himself. Like that's why I'm bringing this dilemma up, and I have not acted on it on myself. He is unsure. He is so used to serving and protecting. That is what you fear. What I also fear, but I don't think he's not open to adaptation, especially if it's more elegantly explained that you have better abilities with words than I do. I know how to stay out of harm's way, which is why I'm presenting you with the plan. But you have an ability to change it into an aspect that he may comprehend and flourish under. I mean, you're a bard. If you would like, I brought you to a tavern in the heart of Fourstad, the city that is Madram. You can ask around about what they do with the military workforce.
Okay. Then that's a good idea. Just try to get a lay of the situation is what I want to do it originally anyways. Let's see if I can't find some military looking kind of guy, a tough dude.
You give me an investigation roll.
All right. Investigation. 24.
Wow. All right.
You say wow like it's like my skills aren't insanely buffed.
It's still great to hear though.
Yeah.
All right, you head up to the bar. This definitely looks like a dwarf that probably serves for the Legion. Um, and you approach him.
All right. Well, good day, sir. Could I buy you a drink and bend your ear for a moment?
Pretty lady buying me a drink. Absolutely.
Excellent. What are you having?
I will do the ale.
I
Who's
call
best?
over a
Who's gonna eat?
server and such.
Okay, so he comes over and quickly gets you drinks. Name's Omab.
Oh, can you spell that one out for me?
Very simple.
Omab.
He is dwarven.
I wanted to talk to you for the benefit of a friend that I've recently met.
I see.
He's part of the Legion, has fought in some wars around here, Warforged type. I'm sure that you know of the type of person.
Yeah, we have lots of warforged in the service of the Legion.
What our problem is that he had left the conscript of the services under some strange circumstances.
Has to be strange. You serve the Forged Legion. You serve for life.
That's what I've heard. And indeed, that's the problem at hand. He's made a different life for himself, doing great work, trying to right some evils of this world. But we're concerned that they're going to call him back and we'll have lost a great ally.
Well, he'll always be doing good in the Forged Legion. I mean, the house that we war with, the city of it's some stupid drow name. It's a constant war, but if we don't keep them at bay, we don't hold them off, and the things that go down below, there are the dead. Who's going to do it?
Well, you fight the drow, you say?
Oh yes.
Well, then interesting that he fights the same war that you fight currently.
Well, I'm sure that's how he came about missing. We have lost warforges in the past. We know some, we know the destruction, but it is not always fought on the very doors of smiting. It is fought very deep in the Underdark. Sometimes we get to near their walls, but it is a large city. There are many of the drow, and they have many slaves. So that's why the Warforged were created. They were there to help our numbers of dwarves and gnomes to fight against the drow and their usage of all the orcs and goblins and ogres that they find, just to throw at our ranks.
So a bit of a meat grinder down there. It is
Always.
Well, that's funny. The Warforged I speak of does more precision work, behind the scenes work. Has a tight group that he works with, and has done some great damage to the drow families that plague this world. I just worry that his good deeds are going to be wasted inside meat grinders such as that you described. It makes me very concerned.
Well, our commander, Dorgon Battlefist, he knows what we've done. He's always had the Forged Legion's intentions at the best. And he's always kept things well in hand and protected the city. I understand that you attached to your Warforged. We get attached to them as well. There are some that are amazing. I know the ones in the second company, Rickard's Wreckers, they're predominantly Warforges, and they are terrors on the battlefield, but loyalty abounds. And we would not be able to do a lot of what we do without Warforges.
Yeah, I mean, they are quite indispensable and a great creation of your city. Has there ever been anything like a kind of independent actor as a Warforged before?
Well, there are warforges that are up here that do civilian work.
I mean, as a soldier, though.
As a soldier,
Yeah.
there are squads. Like I said, there. I mean, the Rickards Wreckers. They're a larger identity of that. We do have. There's a group out of Seventh Company. We call them the Gamblers, and they're a pretty odd bunch. They work as a squad, but sometimes they go a little smaller. I'm told. I don't know them that well, but it's kind of what Seventh Company has transformed into.
Interesting.
But the war is more intense. There are constant battles. So mercenary work is just not. We don't have the luxury, the resources just to produce a warforged to be independent on what he wants to do. It's just impractical to our survivability.
So to go back to my particular Warforged, he's supposed to meet up with his commander soon. You by your professional opinion, it would be unlikely that they would let him keep in our employ.
In my opinion, correct.
This is very distressing news for me.
I imagine. But to put your heart, he will be in service again. That will be doing, like you said, he was against the drought. He'll be in the ranks. If he has that experience, then he'll be amazing. He'll be helpful, like saving many of his comrades, many of his own warforges, as well as Dwarven and Gnomish lives that serve in the Forge Legion.
All right. So yeah, I'd buy him another drink and then head away from him. Go back, discuss with Vivian, as it were.
Will it cost you a silver?
Yeah. Where's my silver at? All right. So yeah, get back to Vivian, assuming she wasn't just with me anyways, but
yeah.
If it's as this man says, then perhaps the identity change is the only way to go.
Like I said, it depends on if he needs information. I mean, do we need information, or do we just walk out to the Underdark?
I mean, I think you of all people feel that information is key.
Yes. But we did find out a lot here. We can continue to do it the hard way or the normal way. It is tavern talking. I do have a contact here. I could use a little bit more if we need something else.
Yeah, sure. I'm willing to dig a little bit deeper.
Okay. So let us go.
Off we go again.
All right. She's gonna take you to really okay. So You really just go right across outside and go into this building, this little tiny building right here.
All
Not
right,
very,
next door.
very easy. It
All
is called the Dragon's Den.
Oh, we're heading right into the Dragon's Den, huh?
It's called the Dragon Rider. Sorry, it was Dragon
Oh,
something.
okay.
You go in and give me a Constitution save.
Oh shit. Oh, crit 20.
Crit 20. Okay. You kind of resist, but you definitely like quickly notice it as smell. Hold your breath a little bit and then just slow it part of it. But there is a heavy smoke in the air of opium. You found an opium den. Vivian kind of goes in. You guys can take a seat, and pretty much someone A will go there, ask for like 2 gold.
Sure.
Vivian will pay it this time, and he kind of like gets the bottle ready and then leaves for a minute. But Vivian holds his arm for a second, whispers in his ear. He nods. He goes out, and you're two sitting on the kind of like these plush pillows with an opium bottle. In the, do you take a hit?
No, I don't think Elick's gonna take a hit of that.
Okay, Vivian will take a hit.
All right, Vivian. Get it on.
I'm gonna try to that you also.
I'm sorry, what?
She's insisting, she's kind of like leaning towards you.
I don't know. I've never done anything like that. It doesn't seem like a good idea.
Well, you'll fit in, Elick. Just relax. Treat it as magic. You need to experience tales, right?
I'm doing my own personal Constitution roll, and it was
That's
poor.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm peer pressure. Fine. Yeah, sure.
You take a hit. All right. So you kind of hold on for about 5 minutes, and then Vivian goes, "All right, I'll be right back." As the 8 comes up, all kind of nodded from a window.
You get me high and then just walk away. Terrible.
So you're just like kind of give me a Constitution check. Yeah.
All right. 17.
All right. You're up feeling very good. I feel that Elick is moderately doing it. Like she's not going crazy, just enough to kind of get it. So you are feeling
taking the edge off.
Super relaxed, ease, just kind of taking in the colors, stuff like that. Vivian disappears for a little while. It seems like eternity, but she will return. And she goes, he said tomorrow he'll have the papers. We can have that. And that's, but he also thinks that any warforged that are basically in service will also do exactly what that dwarven warrior said. They will end up back in service. He doesn't know any other way unless we end up talking to the lord of this city and change it from there. But that's a very rare occurrence.
It seems unlikely we're going to be able to do that in the middle of the night tonight, too.
Well, not tonight, but I'm saying tomorrow. We can basically, we have your backup plan. We can get this if he agrees, we can have the forgery. Then we can. He gave me the name of the person here who's in control of everything. He is called Tech Magos Bolden Donren. And he is an artificer, alchemist, gnome, that's in the center city. So he's kind of like one of the controlling lords here. We could try to go for other lords, but this one seems more with the creation aspect, and maybe he can force some insight, I suppose. But again, this is rare. This would be odd. This would be super, super challenging to try to convince.
So I'm sorry, Tech Magos, he's a lord, he possibly, I guess I missed what his importance
Well,
is,
he's
sorry.
the Lord of Madron. Like he is the guy who he speaks for Madron. But his biggest duty is taking care of that power source, the building source that you saw earlier. The river runs through. But again, he has say in a lot of the development of the Warforges because there's apparently a factory and academy here. But she doesn't think that my contract doesn't think that the academy would do anything in changing his status as a missing in
Okay,
action.
so that's a good contact to keep in mind. Seems like we have a couple options at least now, so that's better than what we had. I'm feeling pretty party-like. Is there anything else we're gonna do tonight?
Yeah, it's about 3 in the morning. You can what else? We should figure out what else is here.
I'm high on opium, man. I'm ready to go.
Give me an investigation check. See
Right.
You'll get an advantage because she's gonna help you, Vivian.
With advantage is 27.
You guys are kind of bouncing around asking like, hey, what else is around here that we can basically check out and see? Oh yeah, so one of the things they will tell you immediately is, so you get a couple things. This building that you're almost near as well, right here, you go by and see it's called the Splendors Theater. So talking with some people, there is basically a lot of the bards go there to act, to sing, to play. It is renowned through Spero as one of a few locations that is the highlight of bards' careers. So if you were to get a job here, if you were to work here for a bit, this could make your reputation.
What was the name of it again?
It's just called the Splendors Theater.
The Splendors Theater. A hot spot for bards.
Yes.
Oh, let's visit a theater. I've never played in a theater before. Let's go visit there.
It is too early in the morning for this right now. So this, like
Knocking on the doors. Let me in. I'm a bard.
She goes, well, let's wait for that. And instead, where do I want to go? All right, so you guys end up getting some information, going back across the way to this little spot right here. So near the bridge over here, to the Clockwork Golem. And there's a 2-story building. In there, you basically find a lot of people. This place is buzzing. Apparently, it is open. Oh well, like another 24/7 joint that's working pretty well. But this one pretty much is doing a lot of like coffee and tea.
All right.
And as you kind of walked in and talked to some people, they buzz and tell you that you'll never find any better coffee than here at the Clockwork Golem. So you and Vivian can do that. Vivian will be tea. You can do coffee.
Oh yeah, if it's the best coffee.
Yeah. All right. You'll start drinking to that aspect there.
All right.
Any other conversation while you want to talk with her at the coffee shop?
I imagine it's just like the kind of like crazy animated conversation of somebody coming down off of drugs. Like, this has been a really good night. We've got a lot done. We're doing a lot. Everyone's gonna love us. We've done so much, and we've got some plans and some options, and
Yeah, this is what it's all about. Welcome to my life and world. Now that you really understand what I'm all about.
yeah, your life is really exciting. It's just like my heart is beating so fast with excitement.
It's a way to race. The nightlife is always the best life, Elick.
Oh my God, you've opened my eyes.
Awesome. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna end it here because you're basically gonna get back. It's like it is so early in the morning. So,
Yeah.
to get back to the Streams of Spero game, you will be coming back with Vivian. There'll be a couple things you need to make a note of. So you have all the information you got in here, but you're going to be exhausted when you come back. Okay. So any other ability checks and stuff like that, because basically you're gonna come back with the notation of being sort of coming down from a high, and also coming down from caffeine in every aspect. So and all the just the exploring life and the energy, and also finding probably one of the most notorious, the infamous locations for a bar to possibly find in Splendid Clear. So there's a lot of your mind is probably very, very excited in trying to do process all that part of it.
So get a level of exhaustion when we come back.
Yes.
All right.
Unless you can find a way to get an 8-hour rest. So either the party goes off and does a bunch of stuff, or you just deal with it until the day passes. But I think it'll be
that's for tomorrow. I like to deal with.
and I think it's going to be more fun if you deal with the exhaustion, because you're not really in combat. I mean, you're just going through the city. It'll just be you get to be trying to explain that you and Vivian took off from the whole night of town, and
I think that'll be a good little role play when we get back. Everyone's hungover, including me now.
You now, but you went out and did a bunch of crazy stuff and got some things out of it. So, all right. So this is a quick little session. We don't want to get too long there, but it is a night of the town for Elick and Vivian. That'll probably be the title of this little adventure. And we'll see you until the next time of our Streams of Spero.